So if you're taking this introductory class to programming, it would behoove you. It would be a very good deal if you had a GitHub account. If you already have one, great. You can use it for the class, and all you need to do is create a new repository. In the meantime, though, if you don't have one, this is what you need to do. There might be some Git talk about later in this course, but not that much. So GitHub is a lot easier to use. It's based on the same principles. That will all be explained as we go along. The important thing is that you create an account for you right now. If you already have one, use it like I said. If you don't, you would click on this link, join GitHub. It simply takes you to github.com. I already have an account. I'm already signed in. If this is the case with you, all you would need to do would be to click on the new button here to create a new repository and just give it a name, kind of like the one I'm going to be using in this video. I'm going to sign out and I'm going to sign up. I'm going to create a new one. This is my existing one, IDT Prof. So it tells me, no, you can't use that one. So I'm going to use one and call it ITSE 1429. Which is the name of this course, the rubric for this course as it is. I'm going to provide it with an email address so that it can confirm who I am. I'm going to use the Gmail that I already use for most of my schoolwork, ECC, El Centro College, IDTprof. Actually just at gmail.com, whatever your email is. Also, and I'll mention this later, I hope that you have a Google account, a Gmail account, because later on we'll need access to Google Drive. That will be explained in a future lesson. I'm going to pick a password for this new account. Typed it in. It's got at least 8 characters, including a number and a lowercase letter. And I think that it's good. I'm getting all the check marks. Email preferences, semi-occasional product updates. Sure, why not? They don't spam me too much. I'll verify my account by solving a puzzle. Pick the spiral galaxy. This looks like a spiral galaxy right there. And this one does as well. And green button says create account. There are terms of service. You can read them if you want to, when you can, etc., etc. Creating account. And I can choose to have it remember my password or not. I usually don't remember passwords on my browser. Welcome to GitHub, and it says, what kind of work do you do mainly? If you're watching this video, you're a student. I would say that then, student, I go to school. If you do other stuff, data analytics, teacher, other, etc., by all means do. I'm a student and a teacher, so I'll just keep it a student. How much programming experience do you have? If you're in 1429, I expect that you have none. There's no shame in that. We're going to be learning Python this summer. So a little if you do, a moderate amount, a lot, it's up to you. What do you plan to use GitHub for? Well, we're going to be learning to code, and we're going to be learning about Git and GitHub. We're going to host a project. We're going to definitely create a repository, create a website, not necessarily, although that could happen. Collaborating with my team, maybe. Actually, it only lets me do 3 things, so guess what? I think those 3 things are spot on what you'll be using your account for. I'm interested in, and that's up to you, whatever you want to tell it. I'm going to say I'm interested in Python. I'm interested in notebooks, and that will be explained later. And coding, up to you. Really, I think that all of these things that I'm adding here they're just collecting data, and I have not received any spam yet. That doesn't mean that Bing is not serving stuff to me. So whatever you want to answer, whatever you feel comfortable answering, I will complete the setup. Please verify your email address. That just means they sent me an email. This is in my Gmail account. I'll go and check it there. Please verify your email address. I'll click. Almost done. I'll click the green button. Verify. Hey, what do you want to do first? Your email was verified. This is the important part. Well, the first thing I want to do is we're going to be using a repository. A repository basically is just a place to keep your files. We'll talk about the other things later, but in the meantime, I will create a repository. So I am the owner. This is my username, ITSC1429. My repository has not been created. I will call this, and I recommend that you call it something like this, or maybe exactly this. I'm going to use capital letter S, capital letter U for summer 2021, and then hyphen ITSE hyphen 1429. So just basically the name of the class, the rubric. It's available. It's available in my account. I don't have any other repository, so I could call it whatever I want. You can call it whatever you want. I'd recommend you call it something like this so as not to confuse me. It will be public. Oh, I skipped description. I'm just going to say that this is where I will host my Python exercise files, period. I will initialize a repository, and this is important because it will then create a branch. What's a branch? I'll explain that later as well. This is basically the directory where the repository is. So click on add a README file. This information popped up. This will set main as the default branch. Change the default name in your settings. Don't worry about that yet. As long if it says main, that's great. Click create repository and it takes me there. And now I'm in my repository, which is inside my username, ITSC1429 / SU 2021 ITSC1429, which is what I named it. And then it's telling me that at ITSC1429, there was an initial commit. Basically, something was saved. And this is where I will host my Python exercise files. So great, I have a repository. And it's my username, ITSC1429, SU 2021, ITSC1429. If I click on the Octocat, this icon on the top left, it'll take me to the very beginning. And here I can see a lot of stuff about GitHub, some news, etc. But more importantly, on the left, I can see find the repository. So this is what I would see if I just type in github.com and I'm signed in to my account. I will click on that repository, and now I have ITSC 1429 in my repository there again. So great, this is a public file, so I need you then to click on the address bar, select all of this text, github.com / your username / the name of your repository. I'll right click and copy. Go back to the exercise. I'll click on the name of the exercise and I'll scroll down and find assignment submission. I'll click on write submission, and here I'm going to press Control V as in Victor to paste. And there's my address. And that way I know where your stuff will live. I'll know where your files are. I will be able to find your assignments when I need them. Be sure to click submit to submit. I can't do that because I'm an instructor. It'll give me an error. If you don't believe me, there's the error right there. But hopefully yours will go through, will be accepted, and I will accept your assignment.